It's an important announcement for Ring doorbell users as the Amazon-owned company says local police departments can no longer request camera video from users. 23 News reporter Anthony Ferretti talks with local law enforcement and community leaders about what this change means for our region.
It's not really a game changer.
Ring recently alerted users it will stop its request for assistance tool. Basically, it means the company won't turn over video to the police unless the law enforcement agency gets a warrant. Sheriff Gary Caruana isn't too worried about it.
The average person sitting in their house wants to be safe. If there's something that's going on in their neighborhoods and we knock on the door and say, hey, will you help us out? It's going to find it hard not to help us out.
Caruana says if it's a serious felony, investigators should get a subpoena or a warrant.
It's a video footprint, if you will, that tells the story, and if something happens, it's there and it can prove what they're saying or what happens.
The change comes after some homeowners complain that the video is private.
It's disappointing, but with the citizens are still going to report what they see, and residents, they're tired of the crime in this area.
In 2022, the Winnebago County Board established a program that provided homeowners with a Ring doorbell. Board member Brad Lindmark says it was very popular.
Single parents, elderly, they have a little more sense of security, and I think the neighborhoods feel safer too.
The city of Rockford has a camera network with those who have Ring doorbells. Mayor Tom McNamara says it's an important tool to make Rockford safer.
We work with all of that integrated software and technology to ensure that we can catch criminals, and our clearance rates are improving, and our engagement from residents is improving.
Working for you in Rockford, Anthony Ferretti, 23 News.
Ring did not offer any reason for this change, and the company can share video without users' consent in certain situations.